Good afternoon. My name is Dan Richland, and I am the Director of Brand Marketing for Bosch Power Tools in North America. It is certainly my honor to welcome you to the Bosch Virtual Media event. In the past, many of you have joined us at World of Concrete to kick off the year. But since that event has been pushed back, we just could not wait to share with you all of the great things coming from Bosch in 2021. We're broadcasting to you live from our headquarters in Mount Prospect, Illinois, and I would like to note that we are currently following strict COVID-19 protocol in line with our local government ordinances for the health and safety of our employees and our production team. We are thrilled that you could join us today, and the team really looks forward to showcasing the new and exciting efforts on tap. So thanks to all of you for your time, and thanks for your interest in Bosch. I will now turn it over to the Bosch North American Social Media and Public Relations Manager, Brittany Buchanan, and the agency partners at TechImage. Brittany?
Hi, I'm Brittany Buchanan, and welcome to What's New with Blue. I have here with me today the Bosch PR team, myself, Matt Bryant, and Tori Patrick. If in-person events were still taking place, we likely would have met you there. But since we have new faces around here, I wanted to make sure you know who your main points of contact are. I'll pass it to Matt and Tori to introduce themselves.
Thanks, Brittany. My name is Matt Bryant, and I lead the Bosch Power Tools team at TechImage. As Bosch's agency partner, we're thrilled to be here to welcome you to the What's New with Blue virtual media event. We know you're as excited as we are. Also with me today is my colleague, Tori Patrick.
As Bosch's PR partner, we look forward to working with you and sharing exciting Bosch updates throughout the year.
Now that you can put a face to our names, I'll give you a rundown of what you'll hear more about today. Our biggest launch ever, PROFACTOR, our new line of high-powered tools. Exciting new lasers, the expanding accessories portfolio, Bosch digital services, and much more. But before we begin, take a look at the right-hand side of your screen for the Q&A box. This event is meant to be interactive. We want to hear from you. Please feel free to ask questions throughout the event. While posting anonymously is an option, we might not be able to answer every question during the show, and we'd really like to follow up with you to make sure your questions get answered. So please do not post anonymously. Additionally, we will be recording this event for you to play back just in case you miss anything. No need to record your screen. All the press release, video, and photo content you'll need is available for download in the Media Kit tab on your screen. When sharing on social media, please use the hashtag What's New with Bosch Blue. Following the presentations from our teams, we will host a formal question and answer panel with our subject matter experts. We'll try to address as many questions as possible during that Q&A. Now, without further ado, allow me to introduce Linda Tate, Director of Measuring Tools for Bosch Power Tools North America. Linda?
Hi, my name is Linda Tate, and I'm the Director for Bosch Measuring Tools North America. I am so excited to walk you through what to expect from Bosch Measuring Tools in 2021. I'll highlight a lot of exciting things related to our launches, but the most important message that I want everyone to walk away with is Bosch provides a complete line of sight. Yes, the pun is there, but what it means is that Bosch provides a complete line of products for your audience, both on and off the job site, for their measuring tool applications. And along with the complete line of sight messaging, I'll showcase how we featured on 3 main pillars of strength in our upcoming product launches. These pillars are durability, green beam, and expanding on our already extensive breadth of line. So let's kick this off with a launch that I'm most excited for in 2021, our Blaze 2nd generation laser distance measures. As the market share leaders in this category, we continue to raise our own bar and bring new innovation that we know will drive user adoption and expand our ever-growing user base. We'll have 4 new units launching in May of this year. So let's get into what makes these units so great. Most notably, we'll be launching our first green beam laser distance measure into the market. As your audience probably already knows from our messaging on green interior lasers, green beam technology is 4 times brighter than comparable red units. All of our new second generation Blaze units will reach a range of 165 feet, so visibility will be critical to ensuring a user can locate where they're measuring to, and makes this improved visibility of green beam very important to those users. You'll also notice right away that these units have a new look compared to our older models. The new durable designed housing is reinforced all around the high impact areas and can stand up to the job site conditions, tested to be fully dust protected and water resistant with an IP rating of 65. This is just the start of bringing our new, rugged, durable design to our Blaze family, and you'll see this continued as we get into other categories. Now that we've covered the outside of these tools, let's get inside and see what else these units are bringing to your audience. We continue to use our function wheel, which intuitively allows the user to choose which of the many functions they choose to work with. And we truly do have many functions, including anything from simple measuring, wall area, indirect measurements, and even leveling. So there could be a function that you stumble upon that even the most experienced of tradesmen might not be familiar with. In this case, I love to point out our built-in tutorials. Anytime you see a question mark on your screen, you can simply push the button underneath, and it will visually walk you through the function step by step so that you can ensure you are getting accurate measurements when performing any application. As I said, even the most experienced of tradesmen can learn something new on these innovative tools. Next up is a feature that came straight from our users, our rounding feature. We do a lot of product research for this category, and we worked with many different trades. And when we asked the most fundamental question, how do you measure? We realized that we get a lot of different answers, whether it was rounding to the nearest 1/4 inch for framing or down to the 1/16 of an inch for fine woodworking projects. It was clear that each person has their own way in which they take measurements, and we knew that it was our job to provide them the option to work in a way that worked best for them. So we integrated a button right on the front of the unit that allows the user to toggle to their desired accuracy to meet their own application needs. Now to what we're calling our measuring tape feature. As the market share leaders, we have been leading the charge in educating the user on the benefits of supplementing, not replacing, supplementing their tape measure with a laser distance measure for certain applications. Some frequent feedback that we hear is not everyone feels as comfortable or confident with a laser distance measure as their trusty tape. So we took the visual of a standard tape measure and used it on the screen of the unit to help you walk off a distance, just as you would if you were pulling a tape measure with somebody holding the other end. By taking a common application and incorporating the look of that into our new units, we hope to make users more comfortable with laser distance measuring and maybe making applications more efficient for them in the future. And last, but perhaps the most important in the power tool world, we come to the battery source. Our new Bosch second generation Blaze laser distance measures will work on either AA batteries, or they can now use an interchangeable lithium-ion battery pack for extended runtime. This battery pack will be sold separately, but also included in some of the units as well. This interchangeable pack will provide the flexibility to power their devices in a way convenient for them at the time. As you can tell, I'm really excited about the launch of this new product range, from introducing our first green laser distance measure to delivering on durability to withstand job site conditions, and adding a lot of exciting new features, including our interchangeable lithium-ion battery option. The second generation Blaze laser distance measures clearly deliver on our promise of durability, green, and expanding the breadth of line. Now we're going from one laser pointer to another. We're introducing new Bosch Visimax point lasers. Riding the green beam success we've had in our interior leveling products of the past, we're going all green with a new green 3-point and green 5-point laser. Your audience will be happy to take advantage of the 4 times visibility in long-range point laser applications, like elevator shafts or floor-to-ceiling point transfers. We know this will be a welcomed upgrade to the red models of the past. Also, an obvious change from our previous models is the new durable housing design. As a product usually used on the ground, vulnerable to being knocked over or at high heights when it's mounted to a lift or a metal stud, providing the necessary protection for the job site was very important to us. We achieved an IP rating of 65 for full dust protection and water resistance. We've recessed the glass and protected all of the high impact areas to ensure that these new lasers don't just look the part of a durable product, but stand up to the challenge as well. Part of achieving this durability was also the compactness of the design, which are far more compact than our previous models and will feature an integrated mount that was built with both durability and functionality in mind. Two things I want to point out about this mounting system. One is the improved magnet strength. As I mentioned, these units are commonly used at heights mounted to lifts and metal studs, and the improved magnet strength will make sure that the units stay in place even on a bumpy job site. And two, the ability to use this unit in what we're calling transport mode. The laser will collapse and store on top of the unit to ensure safe transport in its hard carrying case or in the pouch of a tool belt while still on the job. We are so excited to add these two new point lasers to the ever-growing Visimax family of products, delivering green beam and introducing the new design for improved durability and functional accessories. We can't wait for these to launch later this year. And last, but certainly not least, we're again focused on adding to our already extensive breadth of line, this time in our Revolve rotary laser family of products. Completing our trifecta of durable, green, and breadth of line, we'll be introducing a green horizontal vertical rotary laser to the Revolve 4000 series, which is our premium line of rotary lasers. This green unit will provide a solution for the users that need maximum durability and function, especially for long-range interior applications. After a successful introduction of our Revolve family of products in early 2020, we were eager to round out our assortment with the green offering with all of the bells and whistles. We look forward to getting you more details around this launch as it gets closer later this year. So hopefully you have all gathered that Bosch Measuring Tools is full of exciting product launches in 2021, and we're delivering on our pillars of strength: durability, green beam, and expanding our already extensive breadth of line, proving that Bosch Measuring Tools has a complete line of sight for your site.
The smallest thing on the job site often has the biggest impact to your day, to your bottom line, even to your peace of mind. So make it count. Make Bosch your go-to choice when you need to get the job done right, with accessories designed to work as hard as you do. Toughness and precision, quality and dependability, from the brand you trust. Bosch has you covered.
Hi everyone, my name is Mike Opper and I lead the team responsible for the innovation and development of power tool accessories here in North America. Products like grinding wheels, screwdriver bits, and blades may seem pretty simple, but the reality is they are a lot more complex than people give them credit. Power tools typically get all the attention since they are the thing you buy to do the job. You buy a drill to drill a hole in something, but the other thing you also need to buy is the thing that actually does the work, the accessory. I like to think a good accessory can make a bad tool seem okay, and a bad accessory can make a really good tool seem inadequate. So with that, let's talk about some really good accessories that will not only make some tools out there seem great, but they'll also address some pain points our users have been dealing with for years. I use the phrase dealing with because sometimes our users know their current solution isn't ideal, but they actually couldn't imagine it any other way. To me, nothing signifies this more than a grinder's interface that requires the use of a spanner wrench to change a wheel. The spanner wrench is that little metal wrench that comes in the box of basically all grinders, and you use it to tighten and loosen the flange nuts that secure the wheel to the grinder. Yes, there are some wheels out there with threaded hubs that can be screwed onto a grinder, but they are more expensive than a standard wheel and come with their own drawbacks. For the majority of our users, they've been changing grinder wheels to the spanner wrench for years and have just accepted that it is what it is. We know this is a pain point because we sell a lot of spanner wrench replacements. Let me tell you something. Bosch doesn't want to be in the business of selling spanner wrenches. Bosch wants to be in the business of bringing game-changing innovations to our users. So to address this wheel-changing problem our users have just been dealing with, we launched a revolutionary new interface, XLOCK. XLOCK is the world's first quick-change grinder interface that was launched on our 4.5 and 5-inch grinders. The XLOCK system is an interface that allows a tool-free wheel change where you pull a lever on the grinder to release the wheel, and then you simply snap in a new one. This not only speeds up the actual wheel change itself by being up to 5 times faster, but where it can really save users is they don't have to spend time looking for the spanner wrench. I don't know if any of you have ever tried changing a standard grinder wheel without a spanner wrench, but trust me, it isn't much fun. So enough about what we've already done. You're probably wondering, what are we doing this year, right? What are we doing in the future? How will we keep growing the system and expanding the platform? Well, our users told us they needed even more powerful grinders, so we put our teams to work, and this year I'm excited to announce a new range of powerful and feature-rich 6-inch XLOCK grinders and complementary accessories. Our range now includes everything from basic grinders to the ones that have full electronic packages, including brakes. We'll have both corded and cordless options, slide switch and paddle switches. And we'll have a full range of accessories that go along with the grinders. Basically, we have a solution for everyone. I'm the accessory guy, so let's talk about those for a minute. This year, we're continuing to expand our offering by introducing a 6-inch XLOCK wheel lineup to go along with the new grinders. We're also launching new wheels in the 4.5 and 5-inch sizes to continue expanding the range. We're adding more options for our users in both the style of wheels, as well as some wheels that are material specific. For instance, we'll have a range of XLOCK wheels that are specifically designed to be used with aluminum. We'll also have a new type of wheel in our lineup, the carbide multi-wheel. These wheels feature a carbide grit cutting edge that's bonded to the steel with a laser melting technology to get an extra strong bond. This new cutting wheel will allow users to stretch their usage of a grinder from just metal into other materials like certain woods, plastics, and composites. It can be a real game changer for users who own a grinder, as it brings a lot more versatility to where and how those grinders can be used. One of the great things about the XLOCK system is that almost all the wheels are backwards compatible. This means you can buy a wheel with the XLOCK interface and still be able to use it on a standard grinder with the spindle, flange nuts, and the dreaded spanner wrench. As the platform continues to grow, I really do see this system becoming another Bosch-invented interface that becomes the market standard. I see a time in the near future where the majority of the wheels in the market will have the XLOCK interface because the system is just better than what users have had to deal with in the past. This goes as much for the pros who are using grinders every day as it does for hobbyists and homeowners who use grinders once in a while. There are so many benefits to the XLOCK system, and it's so easy to use that once a user changes their first wheel, their face just lights up like a kid on Christmas morning, and they know they never want to use another spanner wrench again. And it's reactions like that that let you know how game-changing the system really is to our users. Speaking of our users, there is no single accessory category that is more widely owned among all users than drill bits and screwdriver bits. Now, not everyone is using them every day, and they aren't all using the same ones, but all of them have these little bits in their bags. It's the category that helps hold everything together. So let's talk about these bits for a minute. When we talk to users about bits, the two most important things to them are reliability and quality. Basically, they want a bit that will work, won't let them down, and is something they really don't need to think about. When you have a bad bit, you know it just won't hold up to the power new cordless tools provide and can cause an unnecessary frustration. This can be experienced by the bit itself, as well as how they're stored, how easy they are to find, or even how a user feels about the cases they come in. I'm excited to announce the launch of a new screwdriving line, Driven. These bits are a big performance upgrade from our existing range and are even bigger upgrade from the standard bits that are still out on the market being used every day. The Driven bits will also be part of the custom case system that our users already love. So what makes these bits so good? Well, we know there are two major pain points when it comes to screwdriving bits, breakage and stripping screws. The Driven bits have been engineered to last up to 50 times longer than those standard bits. The tapered torsion zones allow the bits to transfer more power from the tool to the fastener, which both increases the performance and reduces breakage. As new cordless tools are becoming more and more powerful, screwdriving bits really need to adapt to handle all that power. The second pain point, stripping screws or cam out, has been addressed with an optimized tip geometry that creates what we like to call a precision fit. We work with both Phillips and Torx to ensure our bit tips meet their standards, which isn't something all manufacturers do. We think it's important to take this extra step to ensure that we're maximizing performance for our users. When products like screwdriving bits are so universally used, sometimes being good enough just isn't actually good enough. So let's talk about something else that isn't good enough, storage solutions for these bits. That's why my team innovated in this area and came out with a custom case system. This system really accomplished a few things. The cases lock better and are more secure. The bits are stored in unique clip strips that make it much easier for the bits to be taken out and put away than the standard case. And the system itself is designed to be flexible and can be adapted to a user's needs. Not all users are using the same bits, and there is no one-size-fits-all approach. In an age when everyone is striving for a customized experience, this case system can really deliver that. Our sets are designed to be starting point that users can build off or customize. The clip strips we use have a tilt-in, tilt-out design that remove the struggle our users faced when they wanted to actually take a bit out to use it. This design makes it really easy to grab a bit, and it doesn't sacrifice the secure storage. Each clip strip can also be removed from the case. So if a user doesn't want to bring the whole case with them, they can take out the strip they need, toss it into a tool bag or tool belt. This also lets the user customize what bits are in their case. They could build a whole case of different size Phillips bit in different lengths. They can mix and match screw driving bits with certain drill bits. It offers nearly endless flexibility to customize the case and their bits to the tasks that are most important. At the end of the day, we know users simply want their bits to work and not be another thing they have to worry about on the job. The driven line in the custom case solution will help our users spend less time thinking about their accessories and more time focusing on their customers' needs. So we've talked about grinders, screwdriver bits, and cases, and you're probably wondering, is Bosch launching any new SDS accessories? The answer is yes. We're adding several new items to the most extensive line of SDS products in the market. From a longer bushing tool to a concrete anchor installation kit, we have a wide range of new items coming this year. But what I'm most excited about is a new SDS Plus floor scraper. It's a brand new product to Bosch, and we think it has huge potential in the market. Floor scrapers have been around for a while, but you've almost always had to use them with an SDS Max hammer. By launching a floor scraper for SDS Plus hammers, we'll be able to offer users who own these hammers, which by volume is a significant portion of the market, a product that will make their job so much easier. For small-scale renovations, which the industry is seeing a lot of right now in the residential sector, being able to use a lighter, more maneuverable SDS Plus hammer to remove tile, thin-set, mortar, and the ever-dreaded carpet and vinyl flooring adhesives will be a huge win for our users. Based on the research we've done, we know they're just as excited about this as we are. When we were designing the floor scraper, we wanted to bring something to the market that would exceed our users' expectations. By focusing on the user, we considered the position they would be in and added some length to the shank to make them bend over just a little bit less and try to make their work just a little bit easier. We made the blade 5 inches wide to maximize their productivity. We also know the importance of the blade, so we wanted to make sure that it lasts, it stays sharp, and it stays on. To ensure that it stays on and doesn't shear off due to vibration, in addition to the bolt we also use Loctite washers and nuts to really secure the blade and give our users one less thing to worry about. At the end of the day, that's what our users expect from a Bosch accessory. We're providing them with a great product, but they're also buying our reputation. That reputation is to provide high-quality products that offer great value and allow them to focus on the things that matter to them, their customers.
Bosch Digital Services by Robert Bosch Tool Corporation, one of the world's leading providers of power tools, accessories, and measuring tools, improves communication, coordination, planning, and productivity on job sites. By digitally documenting and communicating the realities of the job site, Bosch Digital Services empowers team members with the information they need to reduce downtime, eliminate constraints, and create value. Services include Refine My Site, an easy-to-use digital lean collaboration construction platform, and Bosch Bluehound, a digital asset management system. Project teams use Refine My Site to collaboratively plan, communicate, and document project information in real time, whether team members are on-site, in the big room, or working remotely. The platform digitizes components of the last planner system to create the transparency and visual information your team needs to reduce pain points like trade stacking and incorrect time estimations. With this approach, organizations can fully realize the benefits of lean construction. Refine My Site is an easy-to-use digital construction platform where they can collaborate, plan, communicate, and document in real time. The platform works lockstep with the last planner system to implement the lean method. What does that mean? It means you can coordinate your entire construction process from planning to management to documentation, all from a cloud-based, user-friendly digital interface. In short, your work becomes easier and your team works better together. There are several key differentiators between Refine My Site and other platforms. Firstly, it's the most intuitive and easy to use. This is important when you need to get the last planner and everyone on the job site to embrace it and enjoy it. Next, our roadmap to build an integrated ecosystem of LEAM, BIM, and IoT. Third, our stellar customer support. Lastly, our use of customer and user feedback to enhance the product and launch new features. Bosch Bluehound uses Bluetooth tags and a cloud-based platform to gather data at the asset level with minimal manual intervention. The digital asset management system makes asset location history, operational status, deliveries, maintenance records, and documentation readily accessible to the trades, superintendents, auditors, and construction executives. With Bosch Bluehound, leaders have a single source for asset data and can make decisions based firmly in the reality of the job site. Bosch Bluehound offers a top-of-the-line solution to your asset management needs by bringing inventory transparency to your job sites. Bluehound combines Bluetooth connectivity, engineering, and the cloud to enable real-time asset tracking. Bluehound is designed with the large contractor in mind and is built to help simplify complex scenarios and drive productivity from warehouse to job site. Bluehound allows you to access your tools, warehouses, job sites, and vehicles from anywhere. Log important information and documentation in one convenient location. You will even receive notifications about upcoming maintenance, warranty expiration, and other events. Further setting us apart from the competition, our system doesn't limit you to proprietary tools and equipment. Log any item from a safety harness to a ladder to a fire extinguisher. This allows for a wide range of benefits, decrease lost revenue caused by broken or missing assets, have documents and certifications at your fingertips during audits, stay up to date for OSHA compliance checks, and much more. Bosch Bluehound combines the trusted Bosch Blue with the tracking excellence of the Hound. Our platform offers users a full-service portal to track and manage all of their assets. Asset tracking? Trust the Hound. The future of construction is digitization, and Bosch is leading the way. We're very excited about our digital services offering and look forward to sharing more with you all.
Are you ready for a real game changer? The next generation of cordless from Bosch is here. A heavy-duty cordless solution engineered for your toughest jobs, from concrete drilling to ripping and cutting. And because it's Bosch, you can trust it to be both brutally tough and extremely precise. PROFACTOR offers much more than just big wattage. It brings power, runtime, lasting performance, everything you need for the most demanding jobs. Bosch is invented for life. Now, PROFACTOR brings a whole new meaning to it. This is the next generation of tools, powered by Bosch's best battery technology, Core 18V. It's time to trust cordless with your toughest jobs. PROFACTOR, corded performance in an 18-volt cordless solution from Bosch.
Hi, I'm Corey Hinkle, lead PROFACTOR product manager here at Bosch, and I am extremely excited to take you through our high-powered solution journey. Mike and I have spent countless hours in the field with our key users to understand how we can match their brutal day-to-day applications with a power tool solution that can finally bring our users what they want: cutting the cord. At Bosch, our slogan is invented for life. We take that very seriously when developing power tool solutions. We could have easily copied and pasted what our competition did. However, we wanted to make sure that these new high-powered solutions stand up to the job. That's where PROFACTOR comes in. What is PROFACTOR?
Hi, I'm Mike Cholis, also lead PROFACTOR product manager. To answer your question, Corey, PROFACTOR is the line of tools and a level of performance that we are bringing to cordless tools. Here at Bosch, we like to keep it simple. For everyone to remember, it's high-powered bi-turbo brushless motor, plus the Core 18V 8 amp hour or above battery, and the Helion turbocharger equals PROFACTOR performance. At the heart of our PROFACTOR tools is the bi-turbo brushless motor. It's the part of our tools that produces the high output needed to deliver the corded performance cordless tools so desperately have needed. Our engineers understood that to deliver serious power on an 18-volt platform, we had to do something drastic. So we engineered a completely new motor to be able to deliver the power PROFACTOR tools needed. Was it easy? No. It took more than 15,000 hours of research and development to build and optimize a motor for maximum output. It's what we do best. We're known for inventing. We don't just sit back and wait for a solution to come along. The result of this is the bi-turbo brushless motor and a drivetrain that can withstand the toughest jobs. The bi-turbo brushless motor is nothing without a battery powerful enough to make it go. And that's where our core 18V 8 amp hour battery comes in. That means the same 8 amp hour battery that can power your Freak also works on our highest powered tools. The core 18V 8 amp hour battery delivers the power needed to perform at all ranges of the tool spectrum, from standard duty to brutal applications. High output motors produce a lot of heat, but we know how to beat the heat. That's why we optimize the entire tool and battery system to manage the heat. That's where our active cooling system comes into play. It takes our CoolPack 2.0 technology on our batteries and mixes it with the high-efficiency bi-turbo brushless motor to deliver a cooler environment for the tool, promoting longer lifetime of both the tool and the battery. The first tool in the PROFACTOR line is the 1.25" SDS Plus rotary hammer. With 4.3 foot-pounds of impact energy, this is the strongest cordless SDS Plus hammer on the market. It hits like an SDS Max on the Plus platform. When you've got big jobs but don't need big tools and you need the power, the Dash 34 delivers the best performance for an SDS Plus hammer in the market. Now, moving from the SDS Plus to the SDS Max category, we have the 18-volt Hitman 1 9/16" rotary hammer, delivering 5.2 foot-pounds of concrete crushing impact energy, which means it has the power to get the most brutal applications done. Rounding out the hammers, we have the 1 7/8" Hitman rotary hammer. This beast delivers 9.3 foot-pounds of pavement pounding power. When it comes to getting the biggest jobs done in concrete, this is the tool you need. Now, all three of these Hitman hammers that I mentioned have the best impact energy in a single 18-volt battery-powered rotary hammer. These hammers are all powered by our bi-turbo brushless motor, and they are equipped with kickback control to shut the tool off in a binding situation, soft start to control the tool in delicate materials, anti-vibration handles for comfort in long-run applications, and user interface systems. The Hitman are perfect for self-performing general contractors, masonry and restoration contractors, people working in road construction, and everyone else in between. Now, what pairs great with hammers? Grinders. The Spitfire high torque 5 to 6 inch cordless grinder is what our users have been looking for. True corded performance on an 18-volt system. This grinder has all the power needed for the daily grind. We're not just launching this grinder in a spindle version, we're also coming out with an XLOCK version at the same time. That's right, a 5 to 6 inch line of grinders delivering corded performance. The Spitfires come with all the most important features our users are looking for. Drop control, restart protection, kickback control, and yes, a brake. On top of all of that, they deliver the equivalent of 13 amps of corded power. Because we know that grinders are one of the major workhorses on job sites or in fab shops, but cordless never cut it, until now. These Spitfire grinders can actually handle corded applications. So if you're tuck pointing, cleaning up welds, and even surface grinding, this grinder won't bog down. It has the torque needed to perform in the most brutal applications. The Spitfire line has something for everyone, whether you're in concrete and need a spindle version or are working in the metal fab industry and need XLOCK, we've got you covered. Rounding out the early stages of construction, the PROFACTOR family would not be complete without introducing a new line of high torque impact wrenches. At 740 foot-pounds, this impact wrench won't have a problem dropping in anchors with any half-inch socket you use. More importantly, rusty bolts don't stand a chance. With breakaway torque at 1,180 foot-pounds, This tool makes easy work of even the most challenging stuck bolt. Now, being user-driven, we developed this tool with 3 speed settings to allow for controlled fastening in various materials. But what's better than a 1/2 inch? Well, 3/4 of an inch. This beast delivers 770 foot-pounds of fastening torque because the larger anvil allows for better transfer power. This wrench is built to tackle the larger jobs with 1,250 foot-pounds of breakaway torque. We have also integrated a through hole into the anvil for socket retention because we all know no one can afford to drop a socket from heights. It's pretty exciting stuff. However, there's more. We've got the base structure of our building up. Corey, tell us what tools we've got next.
I am so excited to announce for the very first time ever the new Bosch 7¼ inch strong arm PROFACTOR circular saw. This saw offers 2½ inch cutting capacity across the full bevel range. This 7¼ circular saw leaves the competition in the dust with 458 cuts into 2x4 on a single 8 amp hour core battery. Man, this thing really rips. That is more than enough cuts to get through a day's work. It's so efficient, it outperforms our competition's 9 amp and 2 battery systems by a large margin. This saw can cover it all, but what it won't cover is the room or space you're working in because it has a fully integrated 360-degree dust port that allows the user to direct the debris away from them. Next, this fully featured cousin maintains all of the benefits I had mentioned before with a few extra special new features. Track compatibility is what users keep asking us for. We now have a 7¼ inch high power tool that can ride along the tracks. Bosch exclusive one-hand depth adjustment allows for fast changes between materials. And an integrated connected ready user interface provides features absent from our competition, such as variable speed and eco mode, which can achieve up to 30% more cuts per charge. Staying in that same vein of bringing in innovative, precise solutions, I want to introduce the most compact cordless track plunge saw in the market. Again, when looking at our competition, they have simply given up on the user. They're making our users buy new expensive high voltage battery or require 2 batteries to get that same job done. Our track saw keeps the users on one single core 18-volt battery without compromising the performance. The new cordless track saw will ride along the same tracks that we launched a few years ago with our corded version and give the users the most customizable interaction possible with our HMI or human-machine interface. This allows the user to customize 6 individual settings to unlock the most control in sheet materials. Also, similar to our circular saws, our track saw will have eco mode. Eco mode will give this specific tool 30% more runtime, as I mentioned over the last few products. There has never once been a time where users ask me for multiple battery platforms to juggle on a job site, whereas we just took the path less traveled by keeping it on one battery and providing a solution that can tackle those brutal applications that our users go through each day. Also, when looking at my product specifically, I could have easily just copied and pasted what the competition did. However, that's not who we are. We are Bosch. We wanted to provide innovation and precision in all of our cutting solutions. So, introducing to you for the very first time and very excited about this solution is the 18-volt Surgeon 12-inch gliding miter saw. If you are familiar with our corded gliding miter saws, then you know that we did not compromise on anything with our new cordless solution with one major upgrade. Yes, we added a laser for more precise cutting. We are giving you our patented axial glide arm so users can set up in tight close quarters such as small hallways or small rooms without bumping into the rails or playing the limbo game just to get around your tool. Also, this tool comes with upfront bevel control, keeping your hands away from the back of the saw to bevel the head from left to right. Why is this important? Your first instinct is to grab the saw by the trigger area to move the head. The last thing you want to be doing is reaching behind the saw to unlock the bevel control, right? Finally, we're featuring the first ever 12-inch variable speed miter saw with eco mode. Giving the users the ability to change the speed gives them the most control within their cut. We have also mentioned eco mode Imagine being far away from your charger and you just have a few more cuts to make it through before the end of the day. Now I can throw that tool into eco mode and I can get 20% more runtime, allowing me to get through my work and home for the day. I'd mentioned eco mode is a great way to extend runtime on a tool. Mike, tell us how we keep users up and running through our Core 18-volt batteries.
Thanks, Corey. High-powered cordless tools need high-powered capacity batteries to power them. Now, we're not introducing an all-new battery platform for these tools. We already have great batteries. As you know, our Core 18V family is made up of our 4 amp hour, 8 amp hour, and new 12 amp hour batteries, and all feature the Core 18V battery advantage throughout the line. What's the advantage? Well, as a reminder, it's advanced cell technology, cutting-edge design, and our cooling system. Our first battery in the line is our Core 18V 4.0 amp hour battery. This battery is compatible with all of our 18-volt tools. It's the perfect battery for your standard and light-duty tools given its power. But it's not a high-powered battery, so when it comes to PROFACTOR tools, we suggest this to be a spare tire to finish up the job. Now to move into our batteries that will provide the power needed to deliver corded performance, we have our 8.0 amp hour and 12.0 PROFACTOR batteries. First, let's cover the Core 18V 8 amp hour Performance PROFACTOR battery. This battery provides 75% more power and 2 times the runtime compared to the Core 18V 4 amp hour battery. You'll see it looks a little different now. The battery label has changed. We've transitioned the name so it now reads PROFACTOR. We have repositioned it so you know it's PROFACTOR optimized to deliver corded performance. This means it has the power for those heavy-duty tools, but it's not a PROFACTOR exclusive battery. It is compatible across the board for standard 18-volt tools and PROFACTOR tools. This battery is our universal battery, given its ideal balance of size, weight, and power, but more importantly, compatible with our entire 18-volt tool portfolio. We've had the 4 amp hour and 8 amp hour in the market, but now I'd like to introduce the new 12 amp hour PROFACTOR exclusive battery. This 12.0 amp hour battery is a newly added battery to the Core 18V family and is exclusive to PROFACTOR tools. It has the Core 18V advantage mentioned with our 4 and 8 amp hour batteries. Now, what's so great about this battery is that it is your extended runtime solution. It provides at least 50% more runtime than the Core 18V 8 amp hour battery, which makes it the ideal solution for continuous trigger pull applications. You can see that this battery also reads PROFACTOR, meaning it's a battery for those high-powered tools to unlock PROFACTOR performance. Because we understand where our users need this extended power and runtime, we're coming to the market with this PROFACTOR exclusive battery, meaning it's only compatible with your PROFACTOR tools. The additional runtime doesn't justify the additional weight when it comes to putting a 12 amp hour battery on a standard or hand carry tools. It's not a battery for your freak. It's for those applications that need the runtime and power to get the job done. That's why the 8 amp hour battery is your ideal balance, optimized for both PROFACTOR and non-PROFACTOR tools, and your 12 amp hour is made exclusively for PROFACTOR tools. Now, these batteries are nothing if they get drained to 0 and don't have a charger. That's why we've got the Helion turbocharger.
Let's face it, batteries run out of charge and we'll inevitably need to be recharged. That makes having a powerful charger to accompany a powerful battery and tool crucial. To get continuous all-day PROFACTOR performance, you need a charger that can keep up. There's always going to be a shortcoming of cordless because your battery will, no matter how good it is, run out of juice. Our competition falls short with either having a tough tool but an average battery, or an average tool that runs for a while but doesn't provide the performance for those brutal applications. So, as great as your tool can be and as great as your batteries are, there's going to be a gap. When it comes to Bosch, we have now shown you 2 pieces of the puzzle, high-powered tools and high-powered batteries. But in order to get PROFACTOR performance, you need a charger to round this all out and pair this combo with a Helion charger. The Helion charger launched last year and is the key to getting our users back on the job. What this charger means is more power and runtime, less downtime. We can get a battery up and running to 50% in 9 minutes for our 4 amp hour battery, 15 minutes for our 8 amp hour battery, and 22 minutes for our 12 amp hour battery. Overall, the Hellion charger offers turbocharging that's not detrimental to the battery's life and integrity while providing power to be ready in a hurry for any job. Our battery platform doesn't just power standard tools, it also powers heavy-duty tools. To unlock PROFACTOR performance, the bi-turbo brushless motor paired with the core 18-volt 8 and 12 amp hour batteries truly delivers corded performance in a cordless solution. Tying it all together, the Hellion turbocharger keeps you up and running all day.
Thanks to our Bosch teams for presenting. It's clear we have lots of exciting things coming in 2021, and I know there's lots of questions. We want to hear from you. Let's start with a few questions that were asked throughout the event. Please continue submitting questions throughout the Q&A, and we'll get to as many as we can. Our first question is for the PROFACTOR team, Corey. Can you clarify why the 12 amp hour battery is only compatible with PROFACTOR tools? Does this mean it can be used with other 18-volt tools?
Thanks, Brittany. I know a lot of people are wondering this as well, so thank you for whoever asked. We want to be very transparent with this answer. When it comes to heavy-duty applications, we understand that our users need cordless power tool solution and a battery platform that delivers extended power and runtime. The core 12 amp hour PROFACTOR exclusive battery provides high power and extended runtime for PROFACTOR tools like we mentioned earlier. From a design and footprint standpoint, the 12 amp hour battery is bigger in size and weight at just 3 pounds compared to our 8 amp hour batteries sitting around 2.5 pounds. After thorough testing, it was determined that some of our standard duty 18-volt cordless tools weren't designed with the foresight of these bigger batteries and did not hold up to our rigorous testing standards with the weight of this larger battery. On top of that, through user research and feedback, we determined that the added weight of the 12 amp hour battery did not justify the extended runtime for our vast majority of standard duty applications. The overwhelming response in our research showed us that users wouldn't use this battery on most of these tools even if they had the option. While we understand that this may be a point of frustration for users who are using core 18-volt platform or are in our 18-volt portfolio, our North American team made the decision to exclusively engineer the 12 amp hour battery for PROFACTOR tools and not to allow the battery to work with non-PROFACTOR tools in order to protect our users' investments in all Bosch products.
Thanks, Corey. Another question for the PROFACTOR team. Maybe Mike, you can take this one. What is compromised, if anything, by eco mode? Does the longer runtime mean slower cutting speed?
So actually, I think that's a great question to pass over to Corey handling all of our cutting tools. But as far as I know, when it comes to cutting speed with eco mode, it's actually extending the battery lifetime and the amount of usage that you're getting out of the tools and out of the cuts, which is going to increase that productivity. But Corey, if you've got anything to add,
sure,
please.
Yeah, I would love to add to that. Eco mode, I want everybody to picture, you know, everybody's got these new automobiles out there that have eco mode in their car. Now, if you think about, you know, if you're just, you want to maximize the amount of gas per mile, you throw it into eco mode, especially if you're on the highway or driving long distance. Very much similar to the eco mode that we've put into our tools. A lot of the times you really don't need that full motor every time you're making a cut. I'm thinking for miter saws, you're doing trim work all day or cutting 2x4 all day. I can throw it into eco mode with these tools specifically. Yes, you're going to drop down a little bit in RPMs. However, you don't need all this crazy power to get through some of these applications. So now I can step you into 30% or even 20% to 30% additional runtime on top of your current application that you were doing anyway, maximizing really the battery output and overall just keeping you up and running all day.
Awesome. Another question for the Bluehound Digital Services team, Jen. Does Bluehound offer security for the data stored?
Yes, so Bosch is the data processor, but we ensure that all our data is secure and no user information is ever shared.
So is this like Builder Trend?
So I think that question is actually referring to Refine My Site. And Refine My Site utilizes the Last Planner system, which goes beyond just scheduling management. The Last Planner system enables users to really build a lean ecosystem for their job site.
Awesome. Question for our PROFACTOR team. Can PROFACTOR tools use batteries that aren't Core 18V batteries? In other words, are Bosch PROFACTOR tools backwards compatible with all existing Bosch 18-volt lithium-ion slide pack batteries, or do they only work with newer Core 18V batteries?
So I'll handle this one. Our PROFACTOR tools are compatible with all of our older lithium-ion batteries. That being said, these tools are optimized to work on the core batteries themselves. Now, as we just mentioned, the core 4 amp hour battery is going to be something like your spare tire, something just to get the job done at the very end of the day. But really, when you're talking about the highest level of performance, you want to be using the core 8 or the core 12 amp hour batteries.
Awesome. So I think this next question is probably for me. I understand that this virtual event is in lieu of events such as World of Concrete, but do you foresee any future in-person events at Bosch headquarters in Mount Prospect as in the past? So I think that we would love to do something like that. Granted, we consider the safety of all of our employees and you as well. So I think that we're looking forward to getting back to in-person events just as much as you guys are, and look forward to seeing you guys in person. So as soon as we can possibly get there, that's the goal for us as well. Not a question, but the new XLOCK mount is awesome. Great job, Bosch. So that's to the accessories team, I believe. Let's see. What do we have next? PROFACTOR team. Will the 7 1/4 circ saw come with or have aftermarket joist rafter hook?
That I, unfortunately, will need to probably get back to you on that one.
Okay, that's fine. We'll follow up with you guys with any questions that we can't answer for you here today,
Just to address
post-event.
the aftermarket, yeah, we'll have to follow up with you. I don't believe
Okay.
we would offer aftermarket.
We'll follow up on that one. Do you have vibration ratings for the new 18-volt hammers, also for the PROFACTOR team? Mike?
So I don't know the ratings off the top of my head. I'm sure that's something that we can get back to you all on, but we do have vibration control handles and we do have vibration control built into the tools themselves. So there are cushions that you see to help reduce vibration to make it a better user experience for longer terms. But as far as the ratings, I don't have those off the top of my head.
You guys, these are great questions. Please keep them coming. This one is for the measuring tools team, Linda. Will Blaze models have the camera option as well? Love the green and new durable design.
Yeah, really glad to hear that you guys are loving the new design and the new tools that are coming out. The Blaze 2nd generation products that will be launching this year will not include a camera feature, but our Blaze Outdoor is still available for purchase, and we're hoping that everyone's loving that model as well. But no, these 4 units that are launching in May will not come with a camera feature.
Awesome. Thanks, Linda. I think this is another question for our team here on the PR side. Assuming World of Concrete does move forward with an in-person show in June, will we be able to get our hands on most of the products being introduced today? So our goal is after this show, you're going to receive a survey so that we can try to get as many products in your hand based on availability. So you'll be hearing from us post-event. All right, let's see what other questions we have. Any more questions coming in? Let's take a look. We answered these. Okay, for the PROFACTOR team, maybe Corey, tell us more about the bi-turbo brushless motor, please. What does bi-turbo mean? Why does this make the motor more powerful than other brushless motors?
Thank you, Brittany, and I'm glad you guys asked because we are extremely proud of the work we've done with this bi-turbo motor. Bosch could have easily just followed suit because, a lot of our friends went and just everything's going brushless, so let's just, pick a brushless motor. We actually spent a lot of time making sure that this motor is optimized for the tools and applications that our users are doing with their brutal applications out there on a day-to-day basis, especially with these high-power tools. It's so demanding that we took it upon ourselves in developing this motor with our users to really maximize the output of the tool to actually achieve that corded performance. And the other thing I want to make sure everybody keeps in mind when we think about how great the bi-turbo motor is, it's also paired with our active cooling technology, because we know that these tools tend to heat up, and heat can kill not only the tool, but it can kill the battery. So we also have a very, very efficient way of keeping our tools cool through our active cooling technology, paired with this bi-turbo motor to allow and really unlock those brutal applications that they're just not getting to with cordless tools currently in this platform.
Awesome, thanks, Corey. You guys keep bringing on the questions for us. We're here to answer. This next one is for you, Linda, with the Measuring Tools team. Are the new VisiMax lasers using pulse for use with a receiver?
So the new VisiMax lasers are point lasers, so they will not have pulse mode on them because they won't be used necessarily with a receiver. However, we do have interior level lasers within our VisiMax line of product that does include pulse mode, so you can use that for those applications that use line lasers as opposed to a point laser.
Sure. Great. Our next is for our accessories team, Mike Opper. Are more concrete accessories coming for XLOCK?
Yeah, concrete's in our DNA, so we know that users want this, we know that users are asking for it, and our teams are working on it. So once we have solutions that meet our expectations and we know we'll meet the user's expectations, we'll be telling you more about those.
Awesome. These are really good questions, you guys. Next one for the PROFACTOR team. Is there a weight size difference in the surgeon compared to the corded axle glide? Who wants to take that?
I will go ahead and take this one. The surgeon axle glide saw is actually very similar in weight when it comes to the bare tool. So there's not too much of a weight difference with regards to the surgeon with our corded in mind. So it's very much the key features that you're looking for that we currently already have with our corded, and especially with that axial glide and upfront bevel control, we kept all of that knowledge and technology that we put into that corded solution, and we brought it over to cordless to make sure that we continue to deliver on our promise of making innovative and precise solutions for all of your users' needs.
Awesome. Another for the PROFACTOR team. What are the charge times for the 8 and 12 amp hour battery packs on the Hellion charger?
Can I handle that? So that's a great question. We know that the Hellion turbocharger is taking batteries to their full capacity as quick as possible. So with the 8 amp hour battery, it'll take a fully drained battery from 0 to 50% in 15 minutes, and it'll take it from 0 to 80% in about 26 minutes. On the 12 amp hour battery, it'll take it from 0 to 50% in about 28 minutes or 22 minutes. I do not know the 80% charge time, but that gets you your high and tight on using the turbo mode.
Sure. All right, our next question is for Mike Opper with the accessories team. Is Bosch going to be offering a full shallow and deep well impact socket sets to go along with their new impact wrench lineup? If so, I would suggest that you look at SAE and metric sets, which do not skip any sizes.
So we are coming out with some new impact sets. We do have them in the Imperial right now, and we're continuing to develop. So as the Bosch tools continue to develop, we're working with them hand in hand to say when they're launching a tool, we're trying to launch a similar accessory that goes with it. So thank you for the input. We're definitely looking at all those things. So as they launch their tools, we're definitely trying to give a compatible accessory experience in the Bosch brand.
Sure. A question, I think, for Corey with the PROFACTOR team. Any possibility of a Bosch cordless PROFACTOR table saw in the future?
That is an absolutely great question, Brittany. And yes, we're definitely considering a lot of different options, especially when it comes to the job site and looking at cutting solutions. We're not leaving any stone unturned, but we really appreciate that feedback. That we do want to look to add something, a table saw maybe to the portfolio in the very near future. So stay tuned.
Cool. We have one coming in for digital services for you, Jen. As customers are looking to incorporate digital services into their organization, it's important to implement all features is it important to implement all features at the same time, or can a customer implement digital service in a phased approach?
That's actually a great question. So when we talk to customers, we want them to know that this is a scalable offering. So specifically speaking on Bluehound, if you want to use it for, say, I think I mentioned when I was talking, just for your fire extinguishers, that's a totally valid application, and we want to grow with the customer. So they don't have to roll it out all at once. Digitization can be a long and sometimes scary process. So we work with them to make sure that that transition is as smooth and painless as possible.
Sure. Some clarification for the PROFACTOR team, so maybe for you, Corey. I might have misheard this, but if the 12 amp hour battery can only work with PROFACTOR tools, does this include new panel lights, specifically the 10K lumen model?
Great question. No, they will not be, at this time, they will not be, they will not work with those 10,000 lumen lights. We are looking into different options, but they are exclusively going to work with PROFACTOR tools moving forward for the 12 amp hour battery.
So then another question I think for you as well, Corey, are what are the capabilities on the surge and glide saw, cross-cut, standing against the fence, and crown in the nested position?
So it has all the very similar capabilities that we've launched in the previous version and corded. So standing against the fence, I think we were somewhere around, depending on the side of the blade, I think we're somewhere around 5 to 6 inches. Against the fence was more, I'll have to get back to you with the exact measurements, but we did add a few key features to the saw, such as lasers for precise cutting, as well as the eco mode and our ability to change the different RPMs to allow for you to maximize your runtime and customize it so you get the best cut with all of your different materials.
Cool. Our question for you, Mike Cholis with the PROFACTOR team. 2 mics here. Are there any additional attachments coming for the Chameleon, or will you be getting to that later in the show?
So we're always exploring additional attachments for the Chameleon. We love to be able to have tools that can fit multiple users and actually consolidate what users need, especially when it comes into that type of platform. But as far as sharing what more we've got coming down the line, you'll have to stay tuned.
Awesome. We have another for the digital services team. Does Bosch offer onboarding, training, and support for Bluehound and Refine My Site?
Yeah, great question. So we're always working on updating training materials. For Bluehound specifically, we just rolled out 10 new training documents. They go through how to work each of our features. They're also tied to our YouTube playlist, which walks through those step by step as well. Onboarding, we work very closely with our customers. So obviously we're not doing in-person onboarding right now, but we work virtually to ensure as customers sign up, they're very comfortable with the platform. They know how to do everything on it. For Refine My Site, they're also developing training materials, so more to come on that soon.
Thanks, Jen. All right, we have one for the PROFACTOR team. Very exciting that these saws are coming out and can't wait to have a look, but I have to ask, will there be a cordless rear handle in the works?
I can take it.
Yeah.
So we're always looking at developing different types of tools, different styles of tools for our users. I couldn't tell you exactly what's coming in our pipeline. We keep that pretty close to ourselves. But if you keep following us and keep in contact, we will be keeping you in the loop.
Thanks, Mike. Maybe another for you, Corey, with the PROFACTOR team. Does the track saw have a blade down lock to check bevel accuracy?
Great question, and yes, it does have a blade down lock. to be able to check accuracy, as well as it actually has the 2 grooves on the saw, so you know where the plunge is, so you know exactly where the blade's going to go down. Very key for exact, precise cuts. So it's actually on the physical footprint of the tool, so you know where the blade is actually going to engage and start the cut. Some of the feedback we've received from multiple user visits to make sure that we take all of this to heart, especially when we develop this saw. So yeah, there is a lock.
Thanks, Corey. A question for our accessories team, Mike. How is Driven different than your current screw driving line?
So Driven differs a little bit in terms of the design of the bit. So a couple things that we've done is we've made the bit a little bit longer, and we've changed the torsion zone to be a little bit smoother. And by doing both of these things, it's able to handle a little bit more power than the bits of the past. So if you look at our existing bits, those were 10 times the life of a standard bit. This is 50 times the life of a standard bit. So it's actually a substantial increase in terms of performance. And then the other thing that we did is within the head itself, we've elongated the head to give it a little bit better precision fit, since we know one of the biggest frustrations and pain points is that cam out and stripping. So by doing that and optimizing that geometry of the tip, it really engages the fasteners. And then the last thing is these bits, not only are they 50x life, but they still fit in the custom case solution, as I had mentioned earlier. So we have all the benefits of the new technology, the new designs, and they still fit in the case. And if you're wondering, yes, they're magnetized.
A question for measuring tools, you, Linda. For measuring tools, is there a plan to have rechargeable lasers?
Yeah, so we obviously have a lot of battery platforms utilized in each of our categories so far. So interior leveling, we're working off of our 12-volt Bosch platform. And then in our exterior leveling Revolve family of products, we have 18 volt, and we also have dual sourcing as part of all those platforms as well, meaning you can use the Bosch lithium ion platform batteries, or you can use AA, AAA, or D-cell batteries as well. So it gives a lot of flexibility to our users. And as I spoke about a little earlier, all of our Blaze second generation products are also going to have a lithium ion interchangeable battery pack option. So we are going to more of a rechargeable lithium ion system, and we're always talking to our users and doing a lot of user research, and what the users want, the users are going to get. So hopefully your audience will see a lot more of this lithium ion product coming in all of our different platforms moving forward.
Thanks, Linda. I think we will end the evening with a really great question. This will be the last one for tonight, but don't worry if we didn't get to everything. We'll follow up with you. You can keep the questions coming. What's the difference between PROFACTOR, bi-turbo brushless, and Core 18V? For you, Mike?
Yeah, I'll take that. So the question was, what's the difference between PROFACTOR, bi-turbo, and Core 18V? So PROFACTOR is the umbrella brand that we have that we are talking about delivering corded performance on our cordless tools. It is those high-powered tools meant for brutal applications. Underneath that, you have 2 separate sub-brands that lead to the PROFACTOR performance. So first is the bi-turbo brushless motor. That's a motor that we've created. Corey had talked about it. I talked about it a little bit earlier. It's the motor that we are using to deliver the power that's needed to get these most brutal applications done. With that comes the Core platform. And our Core 18V platform is what we're using to power the motor. And without the motor and the Core batteries, you can't get to that PROFACTOR performance. So if you think about it kind of like a tree, with the PROFACTOR being the overarching umbrella, and then the 2 larger portions that build into it being the bi-turbo brushless motor and the Core batteries, that's where you get it.
Thanks, Mike.
Can I add one more thing to that to
Go
make
for it.
sure? Don't forget about the Hellion charger. So it's important that it's critical that we have PROFACTOR, achieve PROFACTOR performance with those key crucial elements, but the Hellion charger is also part of that equation, making sure that we're not talking to users anymore about holes per charge per se. We're talking about holes per day, because we're able to charge that battery most efficiently, power that tool even more efficiently to provide that corded oomph that they need every day, day in and day out, when they're going through their day-to-day jobs, adding to the brutal applications, and really being able to say that we finally achieved corded performance.
Thanks, Corey. Thanks, Mike. Thank you guys for sending in all of your questions. I know that there's still more that we didn't get to, so know that we've logged them all and we will be following up with you in the coming days. Of course, you'll hear more from us and our agency partners, Tech Image, over the coming weeks and months, so keep on the lookout for follow-up and be sure to follow along on our social media channels for more. Remember, if you're sharing content from today's event, please use the hashtag What's New with Bosch Blue. This was our first ever virtual media event. We'll be sending a feedback survey for your comments to hear what you liked and how we can expand on these events. Additionally, we plan to take product requests for review, demo purposes, and we will follow up with you with a survey to accommodate questions based on product availability. Cheers to 2021. Thanks for joining and supporting Bosch, and have a great night.